Bickford puts a man down at center ice. Big hit from 24. Shot saved by Redmond. Rebound. He got that one too. And they come down the wing. Secret scores!
Big shot save made by Culbertson Bond.
Front shot saved by Redmond. He'll hang on. We are back at Arctic Edge Ice Arena. It's game 2 of 3 in a weekend triple header for the Oklahoma Sooners. They'll play the first of 2 matchups to close it out against the Utes from Utah, who have made the trip all the way down from Salt Lake City here to Edmond, Oklahoma, just a handful of miles north of the campus in Norman. And after a tough loss last night to the hands of the Grand Canyon Antelopes, the Sooners are looking to bounce back against an albeit maybe even tougher opponent, Christian.
Well, last night the Sooners did not get the result they wanted, dropping that game to GCU 5-2, but Coach Arvanitis was definitely displeased with how the Sooners performed. However, he did highlight how well they played in the third period and how he wants the team to continue that momentum going forward into the start of this first.
Yeah, and they did win that third period, and albeit it's not going to be a very pretty thing for the computer rankings. A 3-goal loss to a team that you're really close to in the standings at home, where the computer probably gives you a little bit more of an advantage, maybe a goal your way in that scenario. They're going to have to make a statement here in these last 4 games of the season against Division I opponents, because remember, that exhibition in Tulsa against the Cowboys won't really be counting towards their season point total because they're not a D1 opponent yet.
Well, and Utah made a name for themselves last night, beating number 3 ranked UCO in a shootout 3-2. The game was 2-1 till about 4 minutes left in the third period when UCO got a game-tying power play goal. Overtime didn't produce any result, and then the shootout for Utah is where they came away with the victory. So they are coming into this game red hot.
Just as Grand Canyon was as well, and that'll be an interesting matchup to see. Grand Canyon and UCO will face off twice as well. UCO with the late game tonight, the early game tomorrow, and they will join you again at 7:15 tomorrow evening to wrap up a very busy weekend here at Arctic Edge Ice Arena. But nonetheless, this is a really, really hot bed of talent here this weekend. All 4 teams are ranked in the top 25, maybe one of the only showcases in the country where that's going on right now. It's been a real privilege to see, and despite the disappointing result last night, there were positives for the Sooners, like Tristan Davidson's play.
There was, and he absolutely excelled last night on that second goal that the Sooners got in garbage time of the game, where Blake Swearingen potted home a goal. Tristan Davison did all the work in the offensive zone to set up that opportunity for the Sooners and make it at least just a 3-goal differential.
He's been excellent in the open ice, and we spoke with Coach Arvanitis before the game, and he said that the players' ice time reflects how they've played in practice and in the game. So hopefully tonight we'll see some more good shifts from the young forward in the first and second period. Maybe see him on the special teams unit and crack that goal column.
And we talked to Coach earlier today, and he did not skimp on his vernacular when talking about the talent that this Utah team has. He said these are not hobos. These are a well put together group of young men that have speed and depth. He really emphasized the depth that this Utah team has compared to the Grand Canyon team that was played against last night, and wants to emphasize on killing their speed. He thinks that is where they are the strongest, so they will do whatever it takes to suppress the speed that this Utah team possesses.
Yeah, top 10 in the WCHL in scoring. Landa Kuzik for the Utes, 27 points in 23 games, nothing at all to sneeze at.
Not at all, and it's going to be something that Brendan Culbertson-Bond probably has to keep in mind. He didn't really get off to a start that he would have liked to last night, although it wasn't really his fault. Some bad bounces and some puck luck going in the favor of the Antelopes last night ended his night early with Trey Atanasio starting in the third period and closing out the game without giving up a goal.
And that was a great stint of hockey from Trey. We saw him get the win against Alabama last weekend on Friday night. Played a solid 20 minutes of hockey last night, stopping all 4 shots that he faced, like you mentioned. And more than likely, we'll see BCB get the nod again in net tonight. And perhaps part of that decision last night was to make sure that your number 1 goalie, who is tied for the most games played in the ACHA this year, is ready to go for 120 more hard minutes.
Absolutely. When you honed on it these last 2 weeks, he is in contention to set a record for the most minutes by any OU hockey player ever, which would be a club record for him, and just a real attest to how much he has contributed to this team and this college.
Really has. We talk about impact on the team, kind of a Nick Collison type player for the Thunder, where he has just backstopped and led this team for a few years through a lot of trials and tribulations. 1:11 to go here in pregame before we'll get the ceremony started. Utah lining up at the door to our left side. Door on the right not operational this weekend.
No, we were informed that it is bent, and that is the reason why. And why it is bent is because it got slammed too hard. So kind of as the dominoes fall, reason for why we have, as you alluded to yesterday, this cotton bowl type entrance and exit for each period and end of game exits.
So here come the Utes onto the ice in a striking black and red appearance. This is a great looking uniform.
Makes our jobs easier when they have the names on the back too. A little easier to kind of get the players down right, and it's a beautiful combination of the black and red.
You got the baseball-style TV numbers on the chest as well, as the Sooners will enter from the left side. Culbertson Bond leads them onto the ice like we expected. Good to see Hunter Howe on the ice and seemingly in good spirits after taking a heck of a shot block really early on in the game last night and toughing it out the rest of the way.
It's going to take a really nasty injury to keep him off the ice. He really persevered well. It looked like for a second maybe we weren't going to see him, but he got right back out there after he got the okay from the training staff and the great training staff that we have here. Had cleared him to play the rest of the game.
So we'll step aside as the teams take their spot on the blue line for the national anthem and be right back for puck drop. Well, we're about set to go. OU Hockey back here on OU Hockey TV. Thanks for joining us for the second matinee in a row here this weekend. Another early puck drop, only a few minutes late here. 4:24 Central Time as the over-the-shoulder pass is incomplete to our heads linesman.
Yeah, they're ready. I'm ready. You're ready. Players are ready. We have an exciting game ahead of us, folks, and we will be here to deliver it all to you on OU Hockey TV. We appreciate you tuning in. I'm Christian Markey. This is Caleb Shaw as we give you coverage here at this late afternoon tilt. And we are about to get underway.
Been a completely different season for the Sooners up to this point. They have more than tripled their point total from the previous year, but they still teeter on the edge of the national tournament bubble. and are looking to make a trip to St. Louis come March.
Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is this program, but they have made vast improvements from how the past few years have gone, and it is reflected in their consistently ranked appearances on the ACHA's polls, and they have to be proud of that regardless of the outcome of this season.
Yeah, just about half, if not a little bit more, of the season the Sooners have spent in the top 25, as high as 20th at one point. And we're set to go as Glass will take the draw. It's won back by Utah, however, and they'll bring it back to the defensive zone and bring it back out to center. Sooners going to try to establish the forecheck early here tonight, said Coach Arvanitis, and use Utah's speed as a hamper in the defensive zone. Lowe is on the back door of the net, tried to get a feed to him, but nothing was doing there, and the Sooners quickly see the puck move out of play, and they'll get a draw over to the right side of Joseph Grelich.
Something we talked about with Coach about what we talked about how he was happy with certain things in last game, but he definitely was not happy with the turnovers that the Sooners had that led directly to a few of the Antelopes goals. So you'll look to see those subside and the Sooners to kind of win those battles in the offensive zone.
Yeah, look for this game to kind of take the appearance of a maybe Metropolitan Division matchup where the defensemen are going to be in the play constantly. Utah loves to do it. The Sooners love to do it. So look for some high-flying offense as Glass makes a nice move into the zone and will turn to his backhand. He's pinned to the boards now and tries to get it free to Andrew Lowe. It escapes the Sooner freshman, and now Blake Swearingen out to center will get it to Cavalcanti, who was barely onside, and Utah turns them over. Slater will gain the offensive zone for the Utes, and he'll turn looking for a friend, tries to center it. Nobody there, and now Lowe takes it away on the backhand. He'll escape Slater and dump it back in behind the net behind Grelich, and the Sooners will go on for a partial change. Here comes the scoring line of Payne, Mondu, and Best. Just a minute past so far as Utah will try to get the attack started. Sooners being stingy on the blue line thus far. Culbertson Bond hasn't really had to even leave his spot in the opening minute and some change here. Now Slater will gain the zone onside. He'll drop it off behind him for Ethan Light. Light looking for someone to go in the corner. He's dogged by Swearingen but keeps his feet for the moment. Carter at the blue line will jump in. Here's Best trying to dispossess him. He will. Takes a hit up high, and Langenbrunner will take a hold of it. He'll shoot one high over the head of Culbertson Bond, and now Laura on the far side will scoop this one up. Jake Lorla, as he will dump it around the corner. Now Aaron Best takes it away for the Sooners. He'll cut into the center of the ice and try to force his way around the outside. He has stood up. A nice check up high and a clean one, uncalled by the official. Here's Horn dumping it back into the Utah ice, and the Sooners get another partial change. Out to his backhand, and Utah will quickly dump it back behind BCB, guarding the right post tightly as Horn on his forehand. Gets it up to Best. He'll drop it off for Carson Glass, freshly on the ice, and another one of the Sooner freshmen gains the zone. Glass puts a shot on it. It was deflected away by Jackson. And now Howe will fork one deeper into the zone. He can't hold it onside, or can he? No, it's flipped back out, and Connor Horn will paw this one down. Logan Jackson this way will push it off to his partner, and now the Utes get it into OU ice. No icing here. It's waved off. They win the race anyway. And now a dangerous opportunity behind the net for Nicholas Schwab. Demanchuk will put it back to the point. Here comes a shot from Bowden. Didn't go anywhere near BCB. Went wide to the right side. And Utah will try to center it back out in front. Goes off the skate of Sinclair, and now Demanchuk on the forehand. Puts it back out to center. Into the corner. Demanchuk has a step on his man and now puts it to his forehand. He'll try to put a shot on. Nobody was home with the back door. Nice idea, though, from the Sooner forward. Sinclair again forces a turnover in deep. He'll get it back to the point for Barone. Barone looking for a tip out in front from Blake. Couldn't find one. Now the rebound loose out in front was cleaned up well by the Utah Utes. That was Eric Gibney out in front from his forward position making it happen. Now Davidson has a step. He'll walk and shoot and score! Tristan Davidson right on cue! And the Sooners take an early lead.
And that's exactly what we looked for with this start for Tristan Davidson. Coach Arvanitis talked so well about he plays offensively minded, and he capitalizes. He gets the production. You see the team on the bench all standing up, rallying around him. He really needed that goal, and he gets it at an opportune time.
What a shot from the freshman, and the Sooners have put the Utes on their heels less than 4 minutes in. That is what the doctor ordered if you're Coach Arvanitis.
It is. It's exactly how you want to start games. Get on the board early, get up, force Utah to play pressurized offense, forcing mistakes, and you can kind of work around the rest of the game from there.
So Cole Music back behind the net. William Blake gets a stick into play. Now Connor Horn to his forehand. He'll put one on the ice that was deflected by Dix, the leading scorer on the Utah defense. Back in his own territory now. Michael Urtis will gain the offensive zone. McDonald dispossessed down to a knee. No call there. Sooners might have gotten away with a loose stick, but nonetheless they'll take possession. And William Blake will forward it deep into the zone. So first shot to beat Grealish tonight on the Sooners' second attempt as Cavalcanti puts pressure on at the blue line. Here's Swearingen, couldn't stop McDonald at the line, and now Michael will drive in. He'll drive behind BCB, still has the puck on his stick. And now sent out in front where BCB has an easy save to make on the blocker, and the Sooners will put it back out to center. Here's Lowe, Cavalcanti, he's crunched into the boards rather. Yes, that was Cavalcanti in front of us, back to his feet. No harm, no foul there, and the Sooners will regroup after delivering a retaliation check to Jacob Slater. Utes back in the zone trying to regroup and knot this thing back up at 1 goal apiece. Puck swings all the way around the boards. Kenyon Carter will take this one and push it back behind the zone. Barone and Glass double team there, and it's like we're going to get a whistle.
Yeah, for a hand pass. Well, this Utah team isn't necessarily deep in terms of the size department, but that has not suppressed their aggression so far. They have laid some early hits on the Sooners, letting them know that they are here to play and they're here to play tough.
This Utah team, a lot of great tape-to-tape passing, a lot of speed. It's a very cohesive looking hockey club. And I think the Sooners are kind of feeding off of that because in these opening minutes, this hockey team looks a lot better than they did last night, especially in that opening 40-minute frame. Off the draw, Utah will dump it back into the zone. Payne delivers a check at center ice. And now behind the net, Connor Horn finds Hunter Howe. Payne chips it into the zone. No icing here. And Grealish will melt it down as Aaron Best gives him a snow shower.
Careful. Yeah, you're going to get some retaliation from that. Thankfully, it wasn't much more. Aaron Best shattered his stick in warm-ups and was given, some sort of hopefully close enough variant of his stick that he normally plays with. I don't think that should impact him too much tonight. He's got a lot of offensive talent, so that shouldn't bother him. But it's kind of the little things in hockey where if you're not used to playing with a stick you normally play with, they can mess up certain things.
Nice for the ACHA to supply some level of discounts for their players on certain types of gear, and maybe that's what Aaron Best plays with, but all the players are very particular about the equipment they use as Utah will dive back into the offensive zone. Kraft, a spinning shot goes wide of BCB. He has made one save tonight in the opening 5 minutes. Swearingen, whoa, what a hit. He is leveled and back to his feet slowly. The big defenseman looks to be okay, and the Sooners will put this one back out to center ice. The hits have been hard, Christian, but they've been pretty clean so far, and this has been an entertaining opening 5.5 minutes as Schwab walks in with some space. He'll get behind the defense, go to his backhand and score! And Utah has tied it up. Nicholas Schwab has scored to open the scoring for the Utes.
Yeah, Sooners were caught kind of in a partial line change on that. Schwab was right open on the left, offside zone, neutral zone face-off dot, and he was able to pot that backhand right over Culbertson-Bond's glove. Probably would like to have that one back, but just like that, things have knotted up here at Arctic Edge.
We also talked with a coach earlier today about how Grand Canyon was a team that could really jump on mistakes, force a turnover, send the puck 2/3 of the ice, and, that was their game plan. They planned on that for all 60 minutes to be as aggressive as possible, and you see a taste of that here with Utah, and once again the Sooners are bitten back behind the defense.
Well, it's frustrating in multiple ways because you can almost never play a perfect hockey game, but against these last two opponents that the Sooners have faced, you almost have to.
So Carson Glass knocked down at center ice. He's back to his feet with snow covering the back of his jersey. Connor Horn at his own blue line tries to forward it for Howe. Howe on his backhand gets it further into neutral ice with the Utes. Will recover here. Cole Music gains the zone, tries to drop it off for a friend in Donovan. Nothing doing there as Demanchuk drops it off for Glass. Carson Glass with Sinclair on the far side. He'll walk in, shoot a high puck that evades the glove of Joseph Grealish and finds its way all the way out to center, where the Utes again have numbers. Here's Donovan in against Demanchuk, his opposite number. Swearingen will pin him to the boards. And Carson Glass again on the ice for a while here, gets it back out to center and goes off for a line change. Utes the other way. Lorilla will dive into the zone, put a reverse hit onto Barone and keep his feet. Barone now sent to the ice as he fights for the puck. Curtis back behind the net as well with Loreley. He'll put it back out to the point where Carter holds on to it. He'll dive in, sends Tristan Davidson down to a knee, and Carter into the corner, still with possession. Tries to center it out in front. He was looking for Nathan McDonald. Nothing doing there, and the Utes will regroup back in the row. Nice. The Sooners get a partial change. Near turnover at the blue line. William Blake gets back on his horse now and into the defensive zone. Culbertson Bond lets a shot go by well wide, and Declan Martin will pick it up. I believe Declan Martin's family is in town this weekend, and any of us that might be watching, happy hello to you guys. I hope you're having a fantastic February so far. And Utah still with possession in the zone. Young, another reverse check on Martin. He'll stay on his feet and go off for a change now. Hunter Howe in the opposite corner, and looks like the puck caught the netting. And we'll have our first stoppage in what feels like a little while.
The Sooners are going to need to respond on the physicality aspect of things so far. They can't be letting themselves get bullied. They have the size and the assets to lay on some nasty hits if they want to, and I'm sure we'll kind of see an uptick in that as sort of a response. I don't think Coach Arvanites is just going to let this go in Utah's way in terms of physicality.
Landon Langenbrunner will take the draw against Tristan Glass, and Glass wins it back to Swearingen. Backhander tried to get in the zone. Intercepted by Langenbrunner. He'll start his horse out to center. Cavalcanti got a forehand to it, put it back into Utah ice, and now Slater chips it into OU territory. Swearingen behind his own net, surveys his options, finds Andrew Lowe. He drops it off for Glass, and away go the Oklahoma Sooners once again. Here's Glass, splits the defense, gets into the offensive zone, tried to put it backdoor for Cavalcanti, who was streaking to the net, but it was intercepted in the defensive zone by Logan Jackson. Utes again in a 3-on-3 rush down the wing. Langenbrunner was interrupted and screened away, so he couldn't get a piece of the puck. Glass had that one hit his stick, and it looks like his stays in one piece. In his own zone, Dylan Dix on his forehand goes far side for Cole Music. Top defensive pairing back out again for the Utes now. Ethan Light, nice move around Lowe, and he'll gain the offensive zone. Dogged by a couple of Sooners. Glass and Lowe still on him, and the puck finds Blake Swearingen. Swearingen near side for Lowe. Puck caught in his skates, takes a shoulder check up high, and Glass again will come away with the puck in our blind spot there in the corner. So it's Blake Swearingen in possession, wraps it all the way around the boards. Neither Lowe nor Glass to get a piece of that one, and Dylan Dix back out to center ice finds Schwab on the far side. Slap shot from the high point, never got through. Contacted a couple of bodies on the way in. And now Utah again will try to regroup as BCV covers up the loose change with 11:21 to go. Just 3 shots aside, 1 goal apiece as well.
Well, and other than that opening goal from Nicholas Schwab, which was a fantastic goal on his part, Utah hasn't really looked that threatening offensively since then. They have kind of forced their shots from outside around the perimeter and blue line and haven't really tested Culbertson Bond other than that one chance that was capitalized.
So Schwab will take the draw, and Hunter Howe comes away with the puck after a contested battle in the dot. Aaron Best got it back out to center, lost his footing, and now back to it. Here's Howe, drops it off for Barone. Passes behind him, and the Sooners have to regroup. Howe out to center ice. Best forwards it for Mondu. He couldn't get around his man. He was forwarded off the puck by Oliver Kraft. Good defensive play as the Utes out to center nearly force a 2-on-1. Still dangerous here, and they'll dump it in and get a change. So if they were asleep, Utah has woken up now about halfway through the first period. Ice has been tilted in their favor ever since Tristan Davidson scored early on for the Sooners, about 3 minutes in. OU yet to get a shot on goal since that one, and looks like they will not ice the puck here. Grealish was calling for it. Linesman waves it off, and Utah pinned in their own zone now. Nearly a turnover there from Payne as he sends his man flying to the ice. He'll get back to his feet and put it back to the point for Horn. Interrupted was his pass, and now it'll be Mondu trying to force it free. Top scoring line out here for the Sooners as Mondu tried to get in the slot for Payne. Payne winds and tries to shoot one, gets it back to his forehand, and is finally dispossessed in the slot. Payne soccer style, and looks like he just drew a penalty. I think he did. It's a hook on the Utes, and right in neutral ice, Nate Payne has put the Sooners in the power play.
Yeah, you'll take that. Nate Payne probably wanted to get a shot or two off on that last possession. He fanned on both and then nearly turned over the puck. But if you're able to draw a penalty after all that, it's really kind of forgotten about. And Sooners will take it here with 10:06 left in the first frame. Still only 3 shots for both teams, so this will be a chance for the Sooners to tally on a few more here.
And I feel like in a game like this where you're not pacing for very many shots on goal aside, if you're able to pepper a goaltender here in an early power play, you really have momentum on your side heading into the rest of this period.
Absolutely.
So Low behind the net off the draw. Sooners have been much better in the faceoff dot here in the opening frame than they were as a whole last night. And now Bassett on the near sideboards plays it to his backhand, surveys and puts it into the corner. Low looking for somewhere to go with it. He's got Blake on the far side. They'll work it around to him. William Blake thought about a shot, goes behind the net for Lowe. Into the bumper for Blake again, now out top for Barone. Jake Barone to Blake. He tried to find Carson Bassett all the way across the ice. Bassett wasn't home, and it looks like Jackson now has a shot at the puck. He gets behind the net where Andrew Lowe able to force it away. Lowe, a sharp angle shot that evaded everything. This one's going to escape the zone as Carson Bassett gave chase, couldn't ever find the puck. And now Culbertson Bond will settle it down and drop it off for Jake Barone. Sooners will get their second power play unit out on the ice.
I guess it's not a penalty in the ACHA league, but in the NHL you cannot throw your stick to a teammate. That is a penalty, but that occurred as a forward lost his stick and a defenseman chucked it to his partner. Goes uncalled. If it is a penalty, it went uncalled, but if not, then I think that's a rule that should not be in the NHL personally. I think that's a really cool thing if you're able to just javelin spear your stick into your teammates' hands and get back to that. But nonetheless, Sooners just one shot so far with a minute remaining on this power play. They look to set up with the second line here.
They were very methodical in that opening minute of the power play, looking for the perfect opportunity. We'll see if maybe they've adjusted their strategy here and will try to get some more shots on net. 48 seconds to go, and a 3-on-2 battle is won by Nate Payne for the puck. It looks like Utah from behind. Yes, they will swing it away from Barone. Lorilla will dive into the offensive zone and waste some more time on this power play. Mondu gets it away from him, and here comes a 3-on-2 for the Sooners. He's got Best on his right side, Tristan Glass on his left. Drops it for Aaron Best. Best walking, shooting one that was gloved away by Grealish.
Nice clean look there for Aaron Best. Could have opted for a pass to Lex for the shot. Nearly beat Grealish on the glove side part of him. Good chance there for the Sooners. They need to keep it going, though, here with only 10 seconds left on the power play.
So Payne will enter neutral ice. Got the puck caught in someone's skates. Here's Ethan Light in a partial breakaway for the Utes. Light walks in, shoots one, and a great save by Culbertson Bond. Still dangerous here. Puck comes back out to the slot. Here's Noonan. He'll put it into the corner. Back at even strength now. 8:01 to go in the first period in a tie hockey game. Sooners now have the shot on goal lead at 5-4. Still 1-1 where it counts. Culbertson Bond, a tight eye on the puck as it just escapes his defensive zone. Langenbrunner will regain it onside and drop it off for Ethan Light. Light stopping and starting, stood up by Swearingen. He leaves the puck for Carson Glass, and the Sooners will now get it back out of the zone. They've done a great job escaping their defensive territory tonight, and Sinclair now in a race for icing that he can't quite win. 7:33 to go, and the Utes will get an offensive zone draw.
That was a close call. I really thought that was 50-50 up until the faceoff dot, but I guess tie goes to the runner on that. Well, we talked to Coach, and I love our conversations we have with Coach because he's so friendly to us and so hospitable, and he really wanted to emphasize for this game winning the certain puck battles that they didn't necessarily win last night against GCU. They had a lot of bad puck luck and lost a lot of battles in both zones, offensively and defensively, so that's something we'll look for tonight and see how the Sooners adjust.
So right off the draw, Nathan McDonald had a close shot out in front. Another one there, escapes the blue paint. Culbertson Bond privy to both of them so far, and now back at even strength, the Utes are right back on the attack. Sooner defense has been pretty stingy trying to get it back out of the zone. And now the first sustained possession in a while for Utah. Sinclair will get it back out of the zone. Here's Demanchuk trying to force some space. He'll get around Music. And now Grealish behind his own net. He'll wrap it all the way around. Blake waiting on it. Tries to wind a shot on it. It was blocked. Grealish was out of position. And now Mickle will try to force his way into OU territory. He gets in onside, and now Connor Horn will dispossess him and chip it back out to center. Sinclair was going for a change. He couldn't find him.
Really good stick checking there by Connor Horn. Nearly another odd man rush for the Utes, but he was able to slap his stick at the puck and knock it free just in time, as it nearly was an identical chance to the first goal that the Utes capitalized on early on.
6:37 to go. It's been a quick first period here. 4:43 p.m. Central Time. If you're following, I want to give a very thankful welcome to any of our viewers from the Salt Lake area or any Utah friends and family that might be tuning in this evening. Thank you for your support, and for maybe a like and subscription on this video helps support our program here. As Hunter Howell once again win the race for icing, puck comes back all the way to the left side of Joseph Grealish.
I'm impressed with how the Sooners have started this game defensively. They're doing a good job suppressing most offensive zone chances for Utah, and on the other side of things, they're trying to set up shop and get their own game plan implemented here early on in this tilt between these two heavily favored matchups for potential national showdown.
So Martin on his backhand got a quick shot away. It was patted away by Grealish, and Martin in the corner took a pretty hefty hit. A penalty upcoming on Utah. Martin back to his feet now. Geffert chasing it. Hunter Howe gets there. 6 skaters out for the Sooners. Aaron Best will replace Culbertson Bond. Best, center of the ice for Blake. Soccer style to himself. Sooners looking to establish some solid possession here before Utah can touch up and maybe carry this power play as far as they can into the end of the period.
Yeah, you got to be careful not to lob it back in your own zone with no man back there because that can be costly.
So here's Blake, and now Lorla will touch up. And looks like
boarding is going to be the call. I didn't really get a good look on it. I think he could have gone either way with either an elbow or a boarding. Those are kind of 50-50 calls. But another chance here for the Sooners on the power play to get some more production in their favor. They got to be careful shorthanded. We saw nearly a few times where Utah caught them lacking shorthanded, and we'll see what comes from it with the glass line coming out for the first look in this second Sooner power play.
Another test for Grealish. Utes netminder 10-7-2 on the season in 21 games played, so right up there with BCB in minutes. As the Sooners will try to set up another power play. Here's Best in the far corner from us. He'll turn away from Dylan Dix. Tristan Glass tries to intercept a pass. He'll get there. Now Nate Payne crunches to the boards, and the Utes will get possession and wipe it all the way down the ice. Nearly got caught in the skates of one of our officials, and Culbertson Bond will play it in the corner. No trapezoid rule here in the ACHA, so he can play it as far as he wants up to center ice. And now Mondu in the zone. He has some space to work with now. He'll look towards the center of the ice for Glass. Nice idea there. Wasn't home. Maybe would have favored a left shot, and a funky bounce off the stanchion. Glass will get the zone to Mondu. Mondu feeds it back for Glass on a give and go. Tristan Glass in the corner will turn and put it back to the point for Mondu. 5:03 to go. Now Best in for Glass in the slot. A nice looking shot there. He just fanned on it a little bit. Couldn't get it on his tape where he wanted. Minute 4 to go on the power play. Sooners can set this one back up. It is a quiet and focused crowd right now here in Arctic
Everybody's
Edge.
locked in.
So they watch the Sooner power play go back to work here. 49 seconds to go, and Barone tripped on his way into the zone. Arms stay down on the officials here. They'll rule it clean. Didn't really see what happened, and we'll give him the benefit of the doubt this time.
I think he just lost his footing on that. Like we mentioned, this ice is going to see 6 games in the span of 3 days. It is a mess right now.
So Barone with a patch in his tire now, back onto his feet, will control the puck behind Culbertson Bond. He'll play it to Will Blake. 25 seconds to go on the man advantage as this second unit tries to establish themselves. Low in the corner throws a shoulder into Donovan, I believe that was. And now he'll play it to Bassett. Bassett over to Barone as the Sooners look to establish these last 11 seconds or so of the power play. Blake gets control of the puck, puts it in deep for Low. He's stapled to the boards by Music. And now Declan Martin will scoop up the loose change. 1 second to go now on the power play. Utes back at full strength. And here's Blake surveying into the corner. Low back out into the bumper. It was deflected. And now the Utes away. A long aerial flip into OU territory. Carson Bassett cleans that one up. And he'll spin it away from Michael Erdis. Erdis gets the puck back from Bassett now. Had his stick lifted and still in a one-on-one battle. He'll drop it into the corner. Nice play, and Culbertson Bond makes a tough save on the driving defenseman, Sam Brickley. Another shot. Great save by Culbertson Bond, and he'll freeze this one. He has been locked in since that early breakaway goal got past him.
Yeah, Kenyon Carter was wide open on that last chance for the Utes. If they had fed that cross crease for him, it pretty much would have been a slam dunk goal. So Sooners get a little lucky with that. This power play, the Sooners weren't really able to establish themselves as well as they were on the first one and kind of set up shop, but still able to pepper Grealish a little bit.
Whoa, right at the face-off, Brickley nearly took it away and pushed it between the pads of Culbertson Bond, and we're going to get on the whistle right after. Over 1,200 minutes played so far this year for Joseph Grealish, just to give you an idea of how much he has been used by this hockey club. As Demanchuk off the draw tries to play it off the board to himself. Jackson says, not in my house, rather. And will stop up behind his netminder. Logan Jackson on his forehand, tried to play it to center. Hunter Howe got tied up. No icing here, as Horn will win the race to the puck. He'll spin away from Brickley, who once again, like we were looking for earlier, diving in deep as these youth defensemen will, and puck back into the netting, and we'll get another draw to BCB's left.
So far, Coach has been exactly right. There's really not any sort of weak line that I have picked up on for Utah here. They all play really sound offensively and defensively. Grealish on the other side of things, I saw him make a fantastic save in the shootout last night against UCO, something I would consider to be an NHL caliber save in the shootout, which helped them get that win, a much-needed win over the number 3 ranked team in the country.
So the road team undefeated so far in this Southwestern showcase, if you will, of some of the ACHA's best talent. All of them WCHL teams, and all of them ranked in the top 25. Grelich will play it all the way around. Barone tries to seal it off on the sideboards. He does for the moment, but the puck finds its way all the way back to Ethan Light. Light back to Music, who will play it to himself off the boards and all the way up ice for Light. Light gains the zone. He's got Langenbrunner to his left side and marked by Swearingen. He'll drop it off for Langenbrunner. He surveys, looks for Lorela, thinks better of it. Looked for a partner at the blue line, nobody home, and Andrew Lowe clears the zone. Carter all the way across the ice. Slater couldn't control it, and now Barone will play it off the glass, looking for Cavalcanti. Lorela fans on a pass. Cavalcanti throws a check into him and nearly stole it away. 2 minutes to go in the period now in a 1-1 tie hockey game if you're just joining us. As Ethan Light gains the zone with some space, he'll drag around Connor Horn and shoot one wide of the net. A nice-looking stick-handling play from Ethan Light. Lorela in deep from his defensive spot. Langenbrunner will seal off the blue line and watch it pass Slater deep in for Ethan Light. Slater again on a give and go. He'll wrap around BCB. Poke check attempt, no good there. Lorela from the point shot, tipped and caught by BCB.
Nearly friendly fire. That kind of piece of Cavalcanti's stick on the way in, but thankfully softened most of the speed on that shot. Sooners, again, really holding tightly defensively. I'm impressed with how they've turned things around from last night. We'll talk more about that at the end of this first period with 1:35 left to go.
So Blake off the draw wins it sideways, and diving in, Oliver Kraft is able to pin Swearingen to the boards, and the puck is between both of their skates. It's a 2-on-2 battle on the far corner to get possession of the puck here. 1:22 to go as they fight for it. Puck comes loose. Swearingen first one to it, had his leg tied away, and now Barone forks it back into the scrum. Kraft and Swearingen once again locked in combat along the boards, joining the fray Nicholas Schwab and William Blake. And puck skips into the netting, and we're going to try that one again.
It's a strange sequence of hockey I don't think I've seen. Barone's clearance attempt went right back into where all that kerfuffle was taking place in the end boards, and a stoppage in play and a face-off is not what I had in the bingo cards for how that was going to end up, but gives players a chance to change.
So Mondu to the dot against Schwab, and Schwab will spin off and shoot one on Culbertson Bond. That a knuckleballer going just wide of Culbertson Bond's blocker. Puck at center ice, 3-on-2 here developing for the Utes. Best gets back. Schwab a low shot on the ice. We'll find Geffer. He'll wrap it all the way around rather as Nate Payne dispossessed along the boards. Utes trying to set up something here in the last 43 seconds. Schwab to his forehand, had it, pushed it back out to center, and now Mondu starts his engine chasing after it. Logan Jackson, first one to the puck, 35 to go, and he'll spin around his cage. Back out to center, his pass finds nobody, and icing is called here. That could be consequential. Hunter Howe, 29.9 seconds to go, wins the race, and will put the puck back in Utah ice.
Yeah, the thing that I've been looking for this game so far is seeing how the Sooners close out periods. They've kind of been plagued so far this season with conceding a goal. It doesn't matter what the frame is, but conceding a goal late towards the end of things to where they have to go back into the locker room and regroup down a goal. In this case, if they can keep things level even with a chance to win the period here, that would be huge for them.
So Cavalcanti wanted it on Glass's backhand. Glass lost the draw and lost his footing, and Utah will dump it back out to center. Hunter Howe, the lone skater back for OU. Another icing is called, and Trent Geffert, the closest one back for the Utes, couldn't win that race. 22.1 to go. We'll try it again.
Cavalcanti got abused after that face-off loss. He tried to skate around him, and he had a shot like that yesterday nearly go in on DeMorinville, the goalie for GCU, where he was able to step around his man and force a shot off the face-off loss. We'll see what Tristan Glass does here.
I want to give a shout-out to Joseph Grealich's mask. That is a nice-looking custom Utah goalie mask he's got on as Geffert will run a race into the corner here. No icing, 12 to go, and Utah will get possession in the OU territory. 7 seconds left is back up to the point for Dix. Dylan Dix surveys, tries to shoot one along the ice, was blocked by Lowe. Glass will chip it back out to center with 2 seconds left, and that is how the first frame comes to a close. The Sooners bend but don't break on defense, and Utah will take a one-shot-on-goal lead to the locker room in a tie hockey game.
Yeah, we saw the scoring open up with Tristan Davison getting one early on, and then a quick response by Nicholas Schwab on the backhand that beat Culbertson Bond. Overall, a really good period of hockey. Not too many mistakes on either side of things, and that's where we'll end things going into the second frame.
So we'll take a break ourselves real quick as the players will make their Cotton Bowl style exit. Looks like the officials are holding back the away team tonight to make sure the home squad gets off first. We'll be back in just a few minutes here with some first period analysis on OU Hockey TV. Welcome back to Arctic Edge, 1:53 on the intermission clock. Amy Acevedo back with me in the booth after a couple weeks off. Caleb Shaw and Christian Markey bringing you all the action, and Sooners had a very good-looking first period, even if the score is knotted, I think.
Exactly. This was just what Coach wanted when we talked to him before the game. He said the team needs to start off very hot, and so far in the past they haven't really done it, but scoring first, even though it's tied right now, is a great look for the team.
And Utah, they lead the shot on goal counter 9-6 after it inflated a little bit during the intermission. I guess the official stats got down to our scorekeepers there. They had the momentum for the latter half of the period, I think, but the Sooners bent but didn't break. They looked good on special teams, and though they didn't crack the board in the power play, they had two effective ones that helped build momentum further. And if we have an upset brewing tonight, that's what it's going to come on the back of, I think. It's the Sooners' special teams.
Exactly, and the defense, although they had a little defensive miscue kind of with that first goal from Utah, it definitely looked like they were strong, and like you said, bend but didn't break. They were able to stand up with the pressure, and only allowing 9 shots on goal in one period, I think, is pretty great for this team coming off last night's loss.
Yeah, Coach Arvania says he wants to put up 40 and allow less than 30 a game, I think, is his goal every night. Right now, not on pace for that, but the Sooners, they score in bunches, as we've learned throughout the season. And if they can get one on the board, well, typically those goals breed further ones.
Yes, and speaking of scoring, Tristan Davison, just a crucial part of this team in scoring this goal tonight, as he's back in the lineup tonight, already making an impact, and he'll look to continue to influence the scoreboard as the second period starts up in a little bit.
So, just under 15 seconds until the buzzer will sound, and we'll get back to the action here on OU Hockey TV. Sooners will be attacking from right to left to start the second period, and we'll flip with the long line change. Joseph Grelich back into his net will go through his routine. Back to the faceoff dot. It'll be Michael Utes. Tristan Glass for the Sooners comes out with Cavalcanti and Lowe, as Cavalcanti and McDonald a couple extracurriculars before the opening faceoff here in period number 2.
In typical ACHA fashion.
You're guaranteed to always see something you've never seen before in one of these games here at Arctic Edge. 20 minutes on the clock, and the puck is dropped once again. The Sooners will win a contested draw back and look to keep building on this momentum from period 1. And if you want to look back to period 3 last night, this may be the best 40 minutes of hockey the Sooners have strung together this weekend so far. And they'll look to keep building upon it here. Horn in the neutral zone, couldn't get it away from the attacking Utes, and Utes will drive into OU territory. He looked at McDonald in the slot, had his pass deflected by Hunter Howe. McDonald now behind OU net will put it back up to the point for Dix. Dylan Dix tries to get it deep once again. Tristan Glass and Lowe double teaming on McDonald, and they'll force the puck into the corner. Connor Horn over to Hunter Howe. His pass escapes everybody and will go all the way down the ice for icing, and the puck comes back to OU territory. 19:17 to go here in period number 2.
Really good pass breakup by Hunter Howe on that last play there. It would have left Utes all alone in front of Corbett-Bond's net. Battle of the 31s here in this game, and they have looked strong so far other than the first opening shots for both teams. They have kind of found their ground here and settled in nicely.
So Slater to the faceoff dot, facing off against Glass. He'll win it back. Lorila right in front of us will let a wrist shot go, deflected by Cavalcanti. No danger there. It goes high of the net. Connor Horn tries to backhand it around the net. Couldn't get it where he wanted, and a dangerous play out in front. Nearly found Ethan Light. Tristan Glass, Johnny on the spot to scoop that one up, and he'll wrap it around to Connor Horn. Horn off the glass. Puck evades the netting and evades everybody and makes it all the way down the ice to icing once again. Whistle is blown, and the Sooners will come back in their own zone.
We've seen Tristan Glass have kind of a quieter year offensively from what he normally has put up the last few, but that doesn't reflect how his game has gone this season, and it's almost been better, I think, as a well-rounded effort from him defensively and offensively, as he's done a lot for this team.
Well, he plays so far above his weight class, and you can see when he splits defenders, and he was able to open up the play that led to Aaron Best's first goal in an OU uniform, as once again they'll ice the puck here a couple weeks ago against Missouri State.
Yeah, his style of skating, you got to think when he's trying to go through two defenders, he's going to cough up the puck somehow, but he manages to either with a dangle or just pushing it forward to himself, finds a way to collect it and keep going with it. He has such an elusive style of skating that really complements his style of play well.
Howe off a contested draw, tried to wrap it around the net. Horn has to assist, and he'll push it to low. Turned over, Ethan Light. He'll get it in deep for Langenbrunner, and now it squirts out to center. Here's Glass trying to dive at the puck, couldn't get to it, and Carter will push it back in. Hunter Howe will wind the puck off the backboards behind BCB and get it up to Andrew Lowe at the blue line. He'll spin a pass over to Tristan Glass. He's got some space to work with now, and he'll gain the offensive zone. Sooners first time getting in the face of Joseph Grealich really since the puck dropped here in period number 2 into the slot for Tristan Davidson, who wasn't available. Barone at center ice plays it off the boards back into Utah territory. Langenbrunner able to bat this one down, and it's left to the point now. Davidson, his shot deflected, and now Barone in a skate race with Langenbrunner, one-on-one. Barone will get to the puck first, and dogged from behind by Langenbrunner. He keeps control for the moment and plays it off the glass. Ethan Light right in front of us is dispossessed by William Blake. 3 Sooners converge on him on his position in the far boards. Schwab dispossesses Declan Martin, and the big Sooner forward will body him off the puck and force it to the far side of the ice. Slater again pushes it across the net, across the ice, and Utah east to west now will find the OU zone. Barone, first one to it in white, facing off against Schwab. He'll get it into the center of the ice. BCB thought about melting that one down, instead lets it play. Martin past center ice, tried to dump it into the zone, couldn't do it, and Utah forced the turnover. Linesman got in the way of the puck that time, and now it bounces off a square inch and skate. Here comes Gefford into the zone. Gefford tries to center one, bounce off somebody's skate, and is flung out of play.
I like the way that the Sooners aren't really matching Utah's pace like they tried to do against GCU last night. It was an absolute marathon in that first period, and I think it really gassed them for the remainder of the game, and we saw that reflected in the score. Tonight, they're kind of playing their own style, not letting Utah dictate how they are playing their game, and I think it's been the difference so far.
So Mondu to the dot. He'll win it back on his backhand. He gets low in the face-off circle and able to use all that leverage. Quebecois forward, leading the Sooners, or tied for the lead in scoring as he breaks in 2-on-1 with Payne. He'll center it out in front. Nate Payne nearly got it, and the second opportunity pushed aside by Joseph Grealich. A nice pad save. Mondu lost his footing at the blue line as the puck was dumped back into OU territory. 16:38 to go in period number 2. As Nate Payne, leading scorer for the Sooners, tied with Mondu, nearly cracked it once again. Here's Grant. His shot deflected by Hunter Howe up into the netting.
What a chance for Nate Payne on the feed from Mondu. The hand-eye to even get a stick on that for the initial shot for rebound on Grealich was impressive in its own. He nearly stuffed the second chance effort on that. Good effort by number 11. We'll look to see more of him, I think, this series than we have in the last few that the Sooners have played, and he's been a little quiet, but I think that could change.
So Payne leading the Sooners in goals with 12, 25 points in 26 games for both he and Mondu. Sooner freshman leads the team in assists by a pretty hefty margin. It's back behind the net. Donovan puts it back up to the point. Here's Dylan Diggs putting it back into the corner. Donovan and he have a quick catch now. Carson Glass going 1-on-2, pushes the puck free, and now joining the fray is Jake Barone. Back behind the net, Senegal will try to push it ahead. Brendan Sinclair got a stick on the puck, and now Carson Glass will sweep up the loose change and play it to Swearingen. This is a grinding defensive line for Coach Arvania's. Carson Glass in his freshman season has been very impressive, I think, as a defensive playing forward. He's been featured on the penalty kill quite a bit, and just by the eye test last night and tonight, he's always in the right place at the right time of the defensive zone, it seems.
He is, and he's just one of those players that'll give you consistency night in and night out, over and over again. Doesn't matter who the opponent is. You really look for guys like that to carry you forward in certain high-pressured games like this one is, and for all that it matters for.
So off the draw, Utah will win it back. They'll dump it in behind BCB. Takes a funky hop. And
I see.
Whistle is blown late once again.
Referee acknowledging that is his mistake. He's going to put the face off at center ice for that. It was apologizing many times to the Utah bench.
Sure, only friendly things being murmured on the bench right now is another contested draw. It's in the skates of Glass, and he nearly won it forward. Cleaned up by Cavalcanti, pushed into the Utah zone, and they'll ping-pong it back towards OU ice. can see an Oklahoma City Barons jersey in the crowd tonight as Michael Lourdes tries to force a turnover in behind the net. Glass comes away with the puck and plays it off the boards to Lowe. Lowe trying to settle a bouncing puck down in Utah territory. 2-on-2 on the boards with Glass. Third Utah player joins the fray now. Can't quite see who it is. I know McDonald's in there along with Utes. Can't see who the third is. And Utes will come away with the puck. It was Larilli into one knee. He's back to his feet and all right after a really physical play along the boards. Here's Glass forcing a turnover and driving into Utah territory. Puck skitters on edge and bounces into the air. Somebody lost their footing in the fray right there. It was a friendly fire situation. Arms stay down on the officials. And Lowe tries to wind a shot on. Couldn't do it. Barone's chance wouldn't go. And now Howell winds and shoots one blocked. Heads up play by McDonald to get in front of that one. Sacrifices the shin to keep that puck out of harm's way. We've seen Hunter Howell from the blue paint create some pretty dangerous scoring opportunities this year. Another turnover at center ice. Here's Horn dropping up for Declan Martin. Martin with a pair of goals last week on Saturday against Alabama will drop it in deep for Tristan Davidson. He spins behind the net, loses control of the puck, and it's wrapped all the way around by Utah. Barone, first one there. Sharp angle shot fanned on it, and now out to center. Here comes Nicholas Schwab with some space. He'll walk in, shoot one on BCB. He fanned on it, and Culbertson Bond had to block her away a knuckleballing puck.
Another chance there where you'd like to see him make a pass if you're Utah. He didn't really have a good angle on BCB and didn't get all of that shot, but he had a man open on the wing if he wanted it.
So Joseph Young on the ice will chase down the puck now. Davidson has a step on him, but Logan Jackson wins the race outright and will scoop up the loose change here as OU goes for a partial line change. Blake in on the forecheck. Davidson comes off the ice for Payne. Sooners trying to establish some scoring pressure here. Back at the center of the ice. Here's Aaron Best back on the ice. He has a full head of steam as Utah drives in 2-on-1. A drag play and a nice stick by Swearingen to clean that one up. Ethan Light gets it to Slater. He'll dump the puck back in onside. Utah goes for a partial change, and Barone will settle things down behind his net. Pair of veteran defensemen here, Barone and Swearingen for the Sooners, helping to settle things down on the ice as Payne chases an onside puck into the zone. Dylan Dix plays it aerial into the neutral ice. Langenbrunner, first one there. Barone back skating, will pressure him to the wall. Drops it for Hart, whose shot is pushed aside. Ethan Light, rather, that was, with a one-time opportunity. Culbertson Bond patched that one away with authority, and now onto the ice here, Schwab playing it into the OU zone. Goal scorer for Utah tonight. He'll play it soccer style to himself, chased down by Best. Puck along the wall. Ethan Light swings it all the way back around, and Barone puts it up behind his net. 12:46 to go in a scoreless second period so far, and Jake Barone will play it up to center ice. Best tried to chip it further into the zone, and Mondu back to his own zone. He'll play it ahead for Payne. Payne chipped that one in. No, they'll say he never got a piece of the puck.
Yeah, he didn't.
Ooh. And icing is called as Mondu goes down behind the play.
Oops. Yeah, Mondu slapped his stick into Dylan Dix's face and nearly, I think it was pretty harmless. He obviously didn't mean to. He lost a edge on that. We resume.
So Utes captain back to the bench. No worse for wear, wearing the full bubble instead of the metal cage. Always interesting to hear why players prefer one over the other. I feel like the bubble might fog up if you're not careful.
I see sides to both. I feel like it'd be hard to look through a cage like that. It's impairing your vision a little bit. When the bubble, you have obviously full clarity in your view, minus the fog. So I think you could go either way with it.
So Aaron Best, a nice move at center ice. He'll drive into the offensive zone. Payne went off for a line change, and Best swings it back into center ice. 12-12 to go. Barone back in his own zone. He's been on the ice quite a bit here in period number 2. Oliver Kraft in his own territory takes control for Utah. He'll drop it off for Schwab. Schwab looking for a friend, finds one in Geffer, and now it's put back into the wall by Demanchuk. Pass into the zone. No icing here. Glass will chase it down, has it corralled by BCB, and he will survey and play it off the boards for Connor Horn. 11:44 to go. Glass blew a tire back to his feet, and another icing is going to be whistled here against OU.
Utah has suppressed what is easily OU's best offensive strategy, and that's those odd man rushes. They aren't really able even to generate them. They do so well this season, at least so far, being able to generate them and then capitalizing on them. That's where we've seen the majority of volume of goals come from, but none of that has been allowed tonight by this Utah defense.
Right off the draw, a quick shot is knocked down by BCB, and he has to corral it against his left pad. You can see the Sooner netminder shaking his head there that he didn't catch it cleanly.
New line stepping out. So not much really to report so far in the opening 9 minutes of this frame.
Oh, shots are 4-3 in favor of Utah, but nothing on the scoreboard as Swearingen right out of play. A headhunting puck finds the Utah bench.
That takes a different trajectory, and I don't have my teeth anymore. No, we don't have dental insurance.
Now, I'll tell you our dental plan. We're late for the show. They kick our teeth in. 11:31 as Geffert right off the draw tries to spin a shot on. It was blocked by Lowe and played off the boards. Big shouts to any Jimmy V fans in the audience that might get that speech reference. And Utah once again will drive into the zone. Gibney will look for a friend, can't find one, and is dispossessed by Barone, who puts him down in the corner. Swearingen first one to the puck in white will play it ahead for Lowe. Sooners can't get it out of the zone here as Brickley once again will put it in for Noonan. He'll try to drive on Barone, put it to his forehand, and couldn't get a shot on it, didn't have the angle. All the way around again for Gibney. He'll spin with the puck back to the top for Noonan. Noonan couldn't keep it onside, and Cavalcanti will chase him out to center. All the way across, Logan Jackson will dump it back in. Utah gets a line change for their forwards as Barone tries to escape the zone. He fanned on a pass and turns it over to Donovan. Here's Mickle, couldn't keep it onside, and Dylan Dix will backtrack into center. So Sooners getting a few breaks here from some puck luck as Utah knocking on the door, trying to generate an offensive chance. Can't do it, just can't get a clean pass where they want it right now. And now here comes McDonald. Speak of the devil, he'll shoot one off the crossbar. 10:18 to go, and Utah nearly took the lead right back. Cavalcanti tried to escape the zone. Music holds it onside, and Mickle behind the net. He's marked by Swearingen. Erdis now spins with it, looks for a friend in the bumper, can't find one. Mickle again. He'll look for a shot out top. McDonald shot just wide on a one-time opportunity. Dix again as Utah, with their best offensive zone time in the period so far, will center it out in front, and BCB, I think, got a piece of that to deflect it wide. Low, a long pass deflected down by Dix. Didn't have as much speed as we thought on it, and now Erdis drives in. Erdis tries to center and passes behind its intended target, and Sam Brickley. Now Mondu walks in. He's got some space to work with. Mondu tried to chip it off the stick of Cole Music, and now Andrew Lowe shouldered off the puck by, Michael Erdis. McDonald into the corner, spins and puts a shoulder into Connor Horn to steal the puck away. Horn sends one back in return and gets it upfield to Aaron Best. Best looking left, drops it off for Mondu. Mondu in onside. Davidson able to stop his roll and get in onside, but Mondu loses an edge and goes down to the corner. Here's Utah back out to center. Langenbrunner couldn't get the puck free, and now he will get it into the zone. Connor Horn in his backhand pushes it to Hunter Howe. Howe head up, drops it off for Tristan Davidson. Davidson tries to skate in. He'll skate around his opponent and work it into the corner. Davidson tried to center for Best, nothing doing there, and Slater will come away with the puck. Here's Mondu forcing a turnover, got it out to the point, and Horn couldn't hang on. Here's Hunter Howe dumping it back in. 8:40 to go in a scoreless second period. Both teams scored rather early into period number one, and we spent the last 20 or so of game time all deadlocked at one apiece. Here's Howe. A nice job to leave his feet and interrupt the play. Coming in with a whole head of steam was Slater that time, and now the Sooners with numbers will charge in. Here's Blake holding on Blake. Shoots one that's swallowed by Joseph Grealich.
Yeah, we're seeing OU starting to kind of lose those puck battles that they were winning in the first period. That has allowed for Utah to set up shop in the offensive zone where they have peppered BCB a little bit more here and have created chances. JB did a really good job on his last defensive shift. Right place, right time. Swearingen making a couple good plays, and Sooners look to turn things the other way here.
It was a good look for William Blake, who stays on the ice here with Payne and Martin as the forward line shuffle. Puck is worked all the way around where it's picked up firstly by Joseph Young, and he'll push it back out to center. Declan Martin dispossesses his man and puts it back in the Utah zone. Here's Payne in a skate race, couldn't get to the puck in time, but delivers a big hit in the corner to Joseph Young. Back up no worse for wear. Joseph Young into the play. Martin taking it at center ice. Here's Barone walking in with Payne. Payne shoots one along the ice that evaded everything. Martin back into the end of the zone. Barone still in deep from his defensive spot. William Blake will dive in. Blake with a hat trick in the first series of the year against Arkansas. Has been a bit quieter since the opening weeks, but still dangerous and one of the better stick-handling players on this squad. Howe, a little bit too hot for Nate Payne. Couldn't handle the pass, and Utah keeps it in the zone. Here's Schwab on his backhand. Got it in the slot for Kraft, who is dispossessed by Barone, and Sinclair starts his engine. Sinclair bounces it off of somebody's stick there. Couldn't see who it was. Nice hand-eye to keep possession, and he'll put it in the slot for Carson Glass, whose backhander is swallowed by Joseph Grelich, and he'll melt it down.
Yeah, Sooners on their offensive zone entries have kind of just been forced to dump and chase here, which is not really ideal for a team that's looking to kind of spring forward in any sort of lead here. But if they're able to do that so successfully and set up to where they can get good looks on goal like Carson Glass just had on his backhand, it can be productive at times.
Oklahoma State having a teddy bear toss tonight in their game. Always love to see those going down. The Oilers organization they partner with, always helpful in helping set those up, along with Bedlam on Ice at the end of this month. Tickets are available online, as it looks like the Sooners are going to go back to the power play.
Cross-checking is going to be the call. Carson Glass, really good shift for him. Utah bench is going to call that a soft call, but I think it was the correct call, as you see the full extension on the arms there from number 13, Jules Donovan. The captain, Dix.
So we talk a lot about the impact from some of the freshmen on this team, like Cavalcanti, Mondu, and Domanchuk, who are high in the scoring totals, but Carson Glass, we mentioned him earlier in the game this year, another impact play that isn't reflected on the score sheet, but when he's on the ice, the minutes are always of quality, as Utah will win the drawback. Utes tries to wrap it around the board, took a funky hop, but it escapes the zone, and Utah driving out one-on-one. Here comes Brickley. He's dispossessed by Aaron Best, who plays it to his left side. Hunter Howe will scoop up the loose change and survey the ice to start this power play. Mondu sealed off and spins away from Michael Utes. He'll evade the Utah forward and try to drive into the slot. Nice looking play, dropped off for Best. He'll shoot one, rebound is available, and second chance goes wide of the net from Best. Wrapped all the way around for Hunter Howe, who on his backhand forces it deep into the corner. Aerial puck knocked down, and Mondu keeps it in play, but now turned over to Utes. Michael Utes, nice play around Mondu, delivers a shoulder into the Quebecois and takes him down to boot. Utes still holding down Mondu, and now a penalty going to be called. Sooners going to get a 5-on-3 here.
Yeah, that's just senseless from Utes. You're going to shove a guy in his back when he's down on the ice like that. It was ridiculous.
I don't know if Mondu's going to get called as well. It looks like he is.
For a hold. But they're not going to get the... Are you kidding me? Are we not going to see a penalty on Utes for that cross-check into Mondu's back when he's face down on the ice? I don't know about that.
So it'll be Mondu to the box for holding. Tristan Glass does want an explanation here, and he's going to get one from our two officials right at center ice. For the moment, it looks 4-on-4 for a minute and 7 seconds before Utah will take 53 seconds of power play time. Coach Arvanias does want an explanation here from the officials. Pleading his case that I don't know if it will be to any fruition tonight. Yeah, with a smile on their face, both officials skate away here, and we will be 4-on-4 for a minute and 7.
Wow. That's all I have to say to that.
So a frustrating call if you're the Sooners. 6:10 to go in period number 2, and Mondu will sit, one of your better power play weapons. Sooners win this one back, and 4-on-4 hockey starts now. A lot of space on the ice here. A lot of offense to be played. Blake gains the offensive zone. He'll drive in and spin tightly. Looking for a friend, can't find one. Goes all the way across for Barone. Barone shot deflected on by Davids, and he nearly scored again. Great heads-up save from Grelich.
The Sigma Chi link up there nearly got the Sooners on the board. Tristan Davison, the young freshman, looking for his second of the night.
So Utah escapes the zone. Cole Music will drive in and dump it behind BCB and go off for a line change here. Utah maybe with the advantage here 4-on-4 because they have that shorter line change to the offensive zone. And now dumped off for Blake. He and Davidson will go down the ice 2-on-2. Slater, the man behind for Utah. Blake to his backhand, tries to spin off, lost control of the puck. And Utah now with numbers the other way, 3-on-2 if they hurry. Slater leading the rusher. He's got Langenbrunner behind him. He'll drop it off. No, keeps it with him for the moment and drives deep behind the cage. He'll wrap it all the way around and drop it off for Larila. 5:02 to go here as Dix leaves the box. Utah on the power play now, 50 seconds to work with. Dylan Dix, the Utes captain, at the top of the point for Larila. He'll skate left side and survey into the corner for Slater. Bounces off his stick, and Barone tries to jump on the turnover. Couldn't do it. Glass got to stick to it, and he will get it out of the zone and get a few seconds off. 32 to go on the power play. Sooners get a full line change on here. The Glass brothers will come out. So spinning and dropping off is Lorilla for Dylan Dix, and he'll play it cross eyes. Couldn't find anybody, but gets it in onside. Here's Barone. He'll play it off the boards as hard as he can, and it escapes everybody. Dylan Dix couldn't keep it in. 13 to go in the main advantage. Mondu up to his feet in the penalty box now, waiting to get out. 6 seconds and now 5 as Utah one more rush here on the power play. Music will chip it into the zone onside past Connor Horn. He took a hand into the corner of the glass there, shaking it in some pain. Sooners back to full strength. McDonald in deep on the sideboards. Spinning away is Brickley with it. He'll play it back up top. McDonald again, his shot deflected high into the air, and the officials will rule that one. Clipped the netting on the way down.
Few good chances on both sides of the ice so far for both teams, but nothing to show for on the scoreboard. Like I mentioned in the first period, look here for the Sooners to close this out, hopefully at either an even game or getting up in the lead here. Seems like it would be a really important goal to get if they can manage it before the start of the third period with the way this game has been played.
Yeah, get a tally here late in the second. You feel really good about yourself heading into period number 3 in a game like this that is 13 shots aside, tied at 1 in the score column. Both goalies showing why they lead the WCHL in minutes tonight. 3:40 to go. Utah forced a turnover. William Blake forces one back and puts it back to Nate Payne. He'll try to find Declan Martin on this shuffled forward line here. And Logan Jackson, first one to it for Utah, drops it off for Ethan Noonan. Noonan this way. He'll come to Michael Erdis, and he'll gain the offensive zone. Dogged by 2 Sooners, keeps control of it, and will now spin away from Mondu. Rivalry brewing there as Mondu throws a check into Erdis. 3:11 to go is a 2-on-2 battle. Howe joins in along with Sam Brickley. Payne, third man in for the Sooners, nearly cleared away. Music keeps it in onside, and they'll wrap it all the way around. Gibney and Horn collide along the boards, and Martin will get it not quite out of the blue line. It stays onside, and now the Sooners will clear and force the Utes to tag up. 2:51 to go. Howe, far side, took a hit to make the play, and the Sooners all the way up ice. Mondu had it caught in his skates, and Utah will push it back the other direction. Here's Horn forcing a turnover, stood up at the line. Mondu keeps it onside. Into the slot. Music intercepts the pass, and now with space to work with the lineman, got in the way a little bit of Gibney, and he'll drive in. Great back-checking play from Connor Horn, and a big hit behind as Horn takes a hit to make it happen. Here's Davidson walking in with Martin. Best rather. He'll shoot one that was caught, I believe, by Grealish. Puck disappeared on the official there.
If Best just had a clean play on that puck, that would have had Tristan Davison with a yawning cage. On the other side of things, the stick taps for the official on that for breaking up the 3-on-1 brewing opportunity on the other side of things for Utah. That would have been a dangerous chance.
A little bit of puck luck that the Sooners don't really seem to get too often in this building. See if they can take advantage of it as Mondu loses a draw to Langenbrunner. It's worked all the way around, takes a funky hop off of those lively inboards here, and Best keeps it onside for the moment. Swearingen to Mondu, tape to tape now. Best walks in, gets it to his stick. Forehand shot off the blocker of Grealish and into the glass. He can get it to his forehand where he wants it. Best shot has some heat on it from that part of the ice. 1:56 to go as the Sooners try to push it back out to neutral ice. Barone in control behind Culbertson Bond. He's got Swearingen behind him, and he'll start the rush. Langenbrunner pressuring as Barone will pass center ice and backhand it into the opposite corner. Tristan Davidson in on the forecheck. Will pressure. Puck wrapped all the way around. And Aaron Best will take command. He'll shoot one deflected. Puck is still loose out in front, and Tristan Glass will chase it into the corner. Dropped off behind the net. And into the netting. We'll get another draw.
Well, Sooners definitely winning the shot department this period. They've got 8 to match Utah's 4 that they've had so far. Can't be upset with how they've played. They don't have a goal in this period, but neither does Utah. So heading back into that locker room for the third period start will be interesting to see how things pan out the rest of this game.
1:22 to go as Hunter Howe watches the puck wind all the way to him. He'll let it go and push it on his forehand to Connor Horn. Lowe chips it around his man. Logan Jackson and Cavalcanti will drive into the corner. Logan on Logan battle as Andrew Lowe tries to force it free. Connor Horn couldn't call it down. Now Glass does. Couldn't hold it on side. And the Sooners got to regroup. Last minute of play here in period number 2. An important 56 seconds left here in both this game and the Sooners season right now as it stands. And Oliver Kraft forces a turnover. He'll walk in one-on-one against Horn. Chip it to the far side looking for Geffert. He wasn't home. Shouldered off by Hunter Howe. Hunter Howe really been playing top line minutes since he came here, and a shot from Schwab. It evades everything. 36 to go. Cavalcanti puts it out to center. Bounces off a stick. Angelo nearly came away with it between 2 defenders, and Geffert will go far side for Schwab. Lone goal scorer for Utah tonight. Near side for Kraft. Kraft shoots one deflected by Howe into the netting with 24.5 to go. It's been a fast hockey game. Only about an hour and 20 minutes passed.
Yeah, the later half of that first period slowed things down, but this period has flown by, and I mean, that does wonders for the next game after this, allowing both teams of GCU and UCO to kind of ease into things rather than just the quick 15-20 minute turnaround we normally have after these back-to-backs.
You could build a pretty sizable snowman with all the snow on the ice right now after all this action it's seen. 22 to go now. Utah along the boards here. 3-on-3 battle. Blake will pull it away. 18 to go for the Sooners. He'll go far side for Mondu. Back to Blake in a give and go. He'll escape around one defender. Puck skips on his toe, though, and he can't keep a hold of it. Tried to center it out. Nobody was home. 8 to go now. And Utah wheeling out to center. Here comes Brickley. McHale rather, will play it off of the boards. And with 1 second left, that's how we end period number 2. Still knotted up at 1. Nobody could correct the score column, but the Sooners, peppering Joseph Grealich with shots in the latter half, have built some momentum here. 20 to go to settle this one.
I've been really impressed with how the Sooners have played defensively this game. You look at what Utah tried to do against UCO last night, and the number 3 ranked team held them to 2 goals. So far right now, going into the third frame, OU has only held them to 1. So they are playing really well all-around game. They'd like to get a few more pucks in on net, but they're at a good shot total, and they also haven't conceded as much as they did against GCU. So that's definitely an improvement from how last night went, and I think they have a lot to show for in the locker room and then heading back out into the third period.
So both teams will make their exit, and we'll take a quick break here on OU Hockey TV. Thanks for joining us on this Friday afternoon matinee show. We'll be right back for period number 3 and the conclusion of Chapter 2 of this weekend's triple header. Welcome back, Arctic Edge Arena here. Sooners knotted up at 1 with the Utah Utes. Just under 2 minutes to go in the intermission break, as you can see a couple of UCO players taping their sticks on the far side right now, getting ready for their warm-ups that will start around 6:45 local time here, 5:56 Central Time, as the Utes will rejoin us on the ice here. All the officials surveying the Zamboni work below us.
Yeah, I want to go back to that last play and dissect where I kind of vented some frustration, which I normally don't on air, and you're not supposed to. It's you're supposed to be cool, calm, collected, and I did lose my cool a little bit and had to take the headset off for a second because I really didn't understand. I could see how you could possibly get a hold on Mondu with that last play, but Michael Utes did shove his stick into Mondu as he was face down on the ice, and that went uncalled, and that left me very unhappy. But other than that, from this second period, it's been a really good defensive game. Shot totals for the ACHA level are low, relatively speaking, to where we kind of normally see them around this time. In terms of offensive production, that hasn't necessarily subsided. Really good chances for both teams on both ends, and it's kind of turning into a bit of a goalie battle, even with that low shot total, just because of the volume and danger that these offensive zone chances have created for both these teams.
Well, Grealish and Culbertson Bond, to their credit, have had a very large presence in their blue paint for the entire game. They've been really well positioned, and any of those chances where you're going to fling one on net, see if you can catch the goalie napping, well, they're both wide awake for these opening 40 minutes. And, only letting one goal in 14 shots. They've both played over 1,200 minutes this year already, and, they're showing you why.
Yeah, they're veteran goaltenders in this league, and, I thought Grealish just had a fantastic night last night against UCO, a team that normally abuses goaltenders and makes them look silly at times. He really showed strong, and, tonight has been no different from that.
So, kind of going back to that penalty that led to the 4-on-4, where I think it's a little frustrating because the officials had really established that the retaliation is the play that will get called, and I guess 99%, not 100% of those situations. So
that happened, and it's frustrating also in terms of what that could have turned into for the Sooners. Obviously, Benjamin Mondu was fine from that altercation; he wasn't injured, but that could have been a 4-on-3 opportunity, which really could have gotten them a good chance to go up towards the end of that second period so they could carry some momentum going into the third and try to close things out. That's also where some of the frustration sets in, I think, on the bench. But they did a good job of just letting it go, being a goldfish, forgetting about it, and moving on.
So glass to the dot, opposite of Slater. And we're about to get back underway here. 20 more minutes to go. Chapter 3 of Book 2 in this trilogy in mid-February. 19:54 to go. Utah will take control back in their own zone, and it looks like that one caught somebody on the bench. We'll go ahead and stop it.
I think that domed the only goal scorer for Utah tonight, Mr. Schwab, on the bench. He took it like a champ. Everybody is okay. If it takes another deflection, it's going right up here.
I believe it was around this time last year that we had a puck get up into the blue rafters here in the ceiling and come down right on the head of an OU player in Declan Martin. 19:51 to go. Glass will win the drawback. Cavalcanti had it stripped away from him, and Barone will wind it back in the zone. Body language on both of these teams, you can see the intensity has ramped up since the teams left the locker room, and now Slater will start his engine in the defensive zone and cut out to center ice. He'll dump it in on BCB, caught the netminder's glove, and took a funny hop into the corner. Utes will play it into the corner now. Hunter Howe on the backhand, back out to Slater. Slater tried to center it out to the point where Utes will take control. He'll work it this way for Dylan Dix. Dix centering pass, and they score! Slater at the back door, and Utah has taken the lead 45 seconds into period 3.
Sooner defense was caught napping on that play. They were motionless in the defensive zone when there was a lot of movement happening on the other side of things for Utah. Good feed there by Dylan Dix over to Slater. BCB wasn't ready for that tip pass. Ended up going right to his left pad. And 45 seconds in, Utah jumps out to a 2-1 lead.
15th shot of the game for the Utes, first of the period, and it beats Culbertson Bond. And right off the draw, Ethan Light tries to push it forward and double this lead as quick as he can. Tristan Davidson on the backhand sends him back out of the zone, and now Mondu will center it out for Best. Best at center ice. He'll gain the offensive zone and wrap it all the way around Joseph Grealish. Chip puck in the corner as Mondu onto his forehand, kicks it aside, where Davidson centers it out for Best. Best, his shot, scores! Aaron Best right on cue, and the Sooners have tied it back up.
Tallied as a 2-point night for the freshman Tristan Davison with the feed over to Best. That was a top cheddar snipe from Aaron Best, the newcomer. What a response, not even 20 seconds later.
And out of the net to congratulate Culbertson Bond in the high five line. Both goals for Oklahoma coming from right there at the top of that left faceoff circle from where we're standing now, and both of them beat Grealish over his glove, so maybe the Sooners have keyed in on that spot. Nonetheless, just 25 seconds after the Utes take the lead, the Sooners tie it again, and we go back and forth here at Arctic Edge.
If you can find the Achilles heel for a goaltender that is so skilled, it's one of those things that you want to expose as quickly as possible. First thing that comes to my mind is Andrei Vasilevsky was exposed for his 5-hole weakness and letting up shots there in the Stanley Cup final against the Stars, and it costed him. Tampa Bay ended up winning that, unfortunately, as a Stars fan, but something where you're able as a team to find a certain spot that a goalie is exposed to. If you hound shots in that area, it can be productive.
We want to talk about a frustrating holding call. Let's talk about that holding call on Ben in Game 4 as Culbertson Bond will snare one out of the air and stop play here. Sam Brickley took a shot from the point.
I'd rather not. I have my demons with the Stars, and I love them to death, but it can be frustrating at times to go back and look at certain things and how things could have panned out, but that's why I love hockey so much, is you just forget about it the next day and next year and move on with life.
Fastest game on earth. Got to have a quick turnaround in your memory, too. 18:06 to go. Sooners have quickly turned it around on their own here, 2-2. Remember last night, game against UCO that Utah played, went into a shootout tied 2-2, and we're pacing for it right now. Quick shot from the point was deflected, went wide of the net. It never caught BCB. Best to his forehand. He'll put it back out to center. It escapes the stick of Davidson. Davidson, Mondu, and Best now. He'll drop it off for Mondu. 2-on-1 developing here. Best walks in, evades his stick. He couldn't keep it on his tape, and Utah plays it back off the glass. Here's Jules Donovan. He'll drive in, loses it to Aaron Best, still on the ice now. Long shift for the most recent goal scorer. Soccer-style play from Tyler Senegal, and now Best forces another turnover, and he'll back in it into the zone. Takes a hit to make the play, and he'll go off for a line change here. Sooners going to shuffle up the forwards one more time as Demanchuk comes onto the ice. Senegal dispossessed at center ice. Puck chips into the boards, and Connor Horn puts it into the center of the ice for Hunter Howe. Top defensive pairing out for a long time this evening so far, as Sinclair will deflect it further ahead. No icing here. It's waved off by the near linesman, and Carter will pick it up behind his own net. Demanchuk, nice hit to body his man away from the puck. Carson Glass able to force a turnover and drive it in. He sends Kenyon Carter down to one knee as two Sooners engage with the puck along the boards here. Another tight scrum forward along the boards. Arm up on the official. A call coming up here. Not sure who it's against. We'll see when possession is found.
BCB doesn't either. He's still staying kind of halfway.
So it is against Utah. Erdis will touch up, and the Sooners are going to get a critical power play here on an elbowing call that I assume Christian came in that scrum along the boards, and we couldn't see it very clearly.
I mean, we were shielded from a lot of that. Like we said, I mean, BCB was right around the face-off dot. He hadn't left the bench to get the extra attacker on. It wasn't really clear. I think it could have gone either way for either team, but the Sooners have a chance now after just tying the game to go up a goal here on the power play, which has looked rusty at times the last few games and the last few series, but they have a chance to change that here, and this would be an important time to do so.
So Glass on the face-off draw. Best will try to play it forwards. It's caught in somebody's skates there and whipped out of the zone by Donovan. That's who had it caught up. Sooners get it back in quickly now. Payne into the corner for Best. Back up top, Nate Payne, as the crowd once again silently locked in on this power play. Aaron Best this way for Payne. He'll work it to Mondu. Mondu shot tipped inside, and Grealish got a piece of that one.
Now, the crowd silence doesn't do a justice to the crowd attendance. It is a pretty packed barn here tonight, but everybody is so locked in on this game that it sounds like a library at times.
So Hunter Howe picks up a puck with speed, 3-on-2 for the Sooners. He'll go left side for Glass. On his backhand, he spins away, couldn't get a shot off. He's dogged at center ice now, and a turnover brewing here for the Utes. It's up ahead in a breakaway for Langenbrunner. He walks in and scores! Landon Langenbrunner has beat BCB 5-hole short-handed, and with 15:57 to go, the Utes retake the lead.
It's one of those mistakes that we talked about the last few days that the Sooners just can't give up to these two teams, and that has been costly over and over again. BCB a little frustrated in the corner on that one. Left out to dry, shorthanded. You really got to be wary of that with the speed of this Utah team that Coach Arvanitis has talked about.
Just a big mistake at the blue line there from Tristan Glass, who got shouldered off and, kind of put in an awkward position there with two defensemen hounding him, and he couldn't spin away from two at once. Now Donovan will chase Bassett into the zone after the face-off here, and the Sooners on their heels once again. 1:03 to go on the power play, though, and the Sooners have got to get momentum back here and have a short memory as Lowe drives in the zone, drops it off for Bassett. Bassett into the corner, a skipping puck evades Lowe, and he'll get it onto his backhand and get pinned to the boards now. Davidson in on the play. Trying to chip it free. Lorilla in for the Utes right now is the only man on the boards, and the Sooners finally work it free with Bassett. Donovan also in on the play. They'll work it up top for Barone. Barone surveying, goes to the far side for Blake. Blake, his shot deflected in front, and it never got through. Puck evades Barone. 31 seconds to go in the man advantage. 15-14 left in the hockey game. Long pass ahead for Davidson. He'll drop it off for Lowe. Missed his man, and Barone will scoop it up. Barone head up and neutralize. Will dump it in around the boards. Andrew Lowe, first one there in white. Drops it off for Davidson. Tristan Davidson tries to play it between his legs away from Dylan Dix. And the Utes captain will force Carson Glass to get involved. Now Bassett from the blue line. He'll drive up and try to steal the edge off. Couldn't do it. And it wraps all the way back down to BCB. 1 second left. Power play is over. And the Sooners give up a goal on the man advantage. 14:37 to go now as Hunter Howe behind his own net will escape the zone. Utes forces a turnover. It's put in deep. And now McDonald will chase after it. BCB elects to slow play down.
Well, we went from going 2 goals combined through 2 periods to a 3-goal explosion just 5.5 minutes into this final frame here. Kind of one of those things that felt like it could have gone either way. It could have either ended as a 1-1 going into overtime or just some sort of goal explosion on either side of things. And it favors Utah as of now, but the Sooners have responded once and will need to again in order to stay alive.
So off the draw, Mickle tried to win it forward, couldn't do it. And now he'll spin on the sideboards where the Utes get possession finally here as Langenbrunner. He's taken down. He'll trip Davidson up. No call there. Looks like the bodies just came together at the blue line. And Best will chase a pair of Utes into the zone. Aaron Best, dog from behind. Connor Horn takes a hit to put the puck back in neutral ice as Langenbrunner will evade Tristan Davidson into the center from McHale. McHale walking in, shooting one that's deflected, and BCB pads the puck away with a purpose. Music into the corner now. Ethan Light will take it to one knee, now get back up to his feet, tries to center it in the zone. Now here's a nice shot, and what a save! Culbertson Bond says no. Young again at the point here, still dangerous. He'll shoot one on, blocked by Swearingen. And now Music shot, deflected out in front, high into the air, and back out to center ice. Sooners caught in a change here, and an onside play as the Utes work their way back in. Here's Light shot, patted away by Culbertson Bond. Logan Jackson will chase the puck down and hand it off for Jake Lorilla. He'll get it up for Geffert. Geffert offside. He'll have to touch up here. Swearingen giving the puck back for free, and Schwab will be the first one back in, putting pressure. Sooners get it into the offensive zone here. Declan Martin trying to force a turnover, and he'll get the puck into the netting. So the Sooners are going to force a draw here in Utah territory.
I think it's getting worse and worse here for Oklahoma. Benjamin Mondu in some pain on the bench, being checked out by one of the athletic trainers. He came off that gingerly. On that last chance for Utah, last of many, Connor Horn had broken his stick and went off, I don't think knowing where the puck was. Otherwise, he probably would have just played that defensively without a stick, and that generated that odd man rush for Utah, nearly putting things up to a 2-goal lead here early on in the third frame.
Cavalcanti kept it onside, but 3 Utes are back to clean up the loose change, and Schwab now all the way across. Here comes Geffert. Geffert's shot deflected, and Culbertson Bond makes another nice save here.
And another one there. That was a missile from the right face-off dot. BCB having to stay strong. He's been facing a lot more shots this period than he has at any moment in time in this game so far.
Well, the Sooners did a great job of shutting down Utah's attack during the second period. Only 5 shots on goal from the Utes, and now he's been peppered with 7 in the opening 7 minutes of this period here. It's like Twist Parsons getting a couple new sticks there, bring him over to the bench as Logan Jackson off the face-off draw gets it in deep for McDonald. Utes now on his forehand tried to push it in deep, couldn't do it. Now Jackson again. Wraps it around for Glass. Tristan Glass only Sooner in deep now. Horn waiting out for it. He'll try to interrupt McDonald. McDonald up top for Jackson. He'll wrap it all the way across. Here's a weak shot tipped on, and Colbert Saban got a piece of it. Cavalcanti couldn't get it back out to center. It deflects off a couple of players' skates. Sooners go for a line change. Jackson back behind his own net now. Grelich will watch him play it, and he'll hand off for, Slater. Slater had the second goal of the night for Utah as Horn has to clean up a puck that BCB couldn't control, and he'll chip it into the netting.
Nearly disaster there from BCB as he's frustrated on that, as that nearly put Utah up by 2 as he was fumbling with that puck in his crease. Could have been tapped in easily. Good job defensively by Horn stopping that from happening.
Can see some of the Broncos making their way for their pregame warm-ups now. 6:12 to go. UCO will take on Grand Canyon right after this game on this ice. If you want to tune in, you can find that on UCO's YouTube channel as Oklahoma now out to center with a rush. Grelich has to come out of his net to play this one. Demanchuk lost his footing, and Carson Glass will spin away. Here's Demanchuk trying to work it in the slot. Backhand shot, but deflected and blocked by Music. Demanchuk goes into the sideboards. Gibney back out to center for Donovan. Donovan one-on-one with Hunter Howe. Puck escapes him and gets into the corner. Howe shoulders him off, and now Carson Glass plays it up ice. It's deflected by Demanchuk and out to center. Puck evades everybody. Noonan couldn't get a hold of it. Here's Demanchuk walking in. He'll spin with the puck. He'll dump it into the corner for Sinclair. Partial change on for Oklahoma as Barone will gather the puck offside, and Sooners will touch up. Barone lost his stick there, and looks like he might have stolen one from Nooney. I'm not sure what happened to the... Oh, no, they're both with the proper one again now.
Yeah, the Sooners have to stop this momentum that Utah has flipped the ice with, and a goal would do that, and just sort of calming things down here where BCB has just been hounded with shots recently.
8-2. 8-2 so far in the third period as the Sooners trying to force a turnover here in the offensive zone. Barone nearly got one at the blue line, and now Declan Martin will take control and dump it back in. Took a funny hop. Nate Payne chasing after, and now Martin will get a piece of it. Martin driving in, passes to Payne. Payne, a low shot along the ice, deflected out. Rebound available, and Payne gets it up to Barone. Barone shot blocked. Bassett is there. He'll let one go along the ice well wide, and now Will Blake will give chase. Puck goes over the outstretched paw of Carson Bassett, and Jake Barone chases it all the way back, no icing. 10:31 to go. Puck is chipped back in cleanly by Oklahoma. They'll go off for a line change now as Grelich watches the puck behind him. Stick handling. Jake Lorilla will take it himself here and defer up ice for McKell. McKell driving in, tries to drop it off for Ethan Light. Connor Horn cuts him off. And now Langenbrunner with a goal tonight has the most recent one. That would stand as a game winner if it stands right now. Here's Light driving into his backhand, puts it up top for Young. Young thought about a shot, goes left side. Now a shot from McKell goes well wide. Ethan Light was driving in wide open on the back door. Horn spins it around trying to find Andrew Lowe. Sooners hemmed in their own zone here once again as Tristan Glass behind the net. Locked in combat. It's get back up top. Long shot deflected and swallowed by BCB, and that's what the Sooners need there. They can slow things down and get line change.
Absolutely. The one thing in the mistake department that the Sooners are doing well is, knock on wood as it holds, hopefully, is that they haven't conceded a penalty to Utah yet, so we haven't gotten a look at the Utes power play. That can change, but for now, the Sooners are doing a good job staying out of the box and not allowing them to get an easy man, odd man chance to boost their lead.
So we talked last year pretty at length on our old friends at Black Dog Hockey about how the Sooners were so often just a shot or a bounce away from maybe even having a winning record last year if they just got some puck luck. And once again tonight, they're in need of it. Of course, you don't want to be in those situations where you rely on a good bounce your way, but sure would be nice to see one happen in this building every once in a while.
It's needed at this point, especially this late in the season where every game matters so much, if they can just get one to go their way.
So Tristan Davidson chasing out to center. He's got Best with him on what has been a once again shuffled top line for Coach Arvanitis. Mondu into the zone. He'll wrap it on his backhand to Aaron Best. Best flips it out to center ice, intercepted and brought down by Michael Erdis. Erdis plays a pass right into the chest of Swearingen, and now Best comes away with speed. Best will drag and shoot one blocker away with authority by Grelich. McDonald now back out to center ice. Connor Horn intercepts his pass, goes near side for Swearingen through his skates. McDonald furthers it back in, intercepted by Swearingen, and the Sooners will try to break back out. Utes is held onto by Swearingen, gets away with it for now tripped up. Both of them still locked together. We'll keep playing. And Best is taken down on the near side. Oklahoma might be going to the power play here.
That's not good for Aaron Best.
And it looks like Aaron Best is in some pain right below us here.
His leg got cut underneath him from what I could see.
So helped back to the bench by Demanchuk and Barone. We'll keep the camera here for now as we're
going to get 2 penalties called against the Utes. Holding and interference are the calls.
So we'll keep it at center ice as the training staff checks on Aaron Best. All of our wishes are with him right now. We'll get you an update on his status as soon as we can and hope to see the Sooners' dynamic forward back on the ice tonight.
I could have sworn I heard 2 penalties being called against Utah from the referee.
Well, it could have been just it'll be a double minor, 4 minutes, so
yeah.
It'll be Utes in the box for 4. And the Sooners,
chance.
an incredible chance here for the Sooners as Barone, top of the point, will shoot one that's wide, looking for a tip, couldn't get it from Davidson. Blake tries to work it across, nearly intercepted at the blue line, and Barone keeps control. Lowe, a one-toucher up top for Blake. Lowe taken down in front in a net front battle. Barone services option, shoots one, deflected in front, never got home. Blake again will pin it to the boards and held in the zone by Bassett. Over for William Blake. Blake surveying, looks in the corner for Tristan Davidson. Has a goal tonight, now fans on the pass and gets control back. Davidson walking in the corner for Blake. He'll trade places. And looks like
Lowe's going to be called for a penalty here.
Looks like Andrew Lowe's going to head to the box.
He was battling with Dix the entire time in front of the net. I think it could have gone either way, but we're going to see.
He'll plead his case to no avail, and you could hear the Utah bench shouting for quite a while. Well, it looks like he's just going to be sent out of the zone, and we're going to take the face-off draw outside the blue line, so no penalty on Lowe.
I don't know what the stoppage in play was then if it wasn't a penalty. I don't.
Puck was still in play, so.
Beyond my hockey knowledge.
Another wrinkle in the evening here. 7:50 to go, 3:10 on the power play. Sooners with the double minor against Michael Utes. Best in the corner. He is back on the ice. Best sight we've seen so far tonight for the Sooners. And Utah will get it back out of the zone here. Don't want to rush on this power play, but don't want to have to give out all the time in the world if you're the Sooners. 7:28 to go in regulation. So if you don't score, the timer starts right then. Here's Payne, 3-on-3 up the wing. He'll pass it to Best. Best in tight for Payne. His shot along the ice is pushed aside. Rebounds available, and the Sooners control it. Up top for Best. He walks Mondu up top now. Mondu along the ice, tipped in front. Rebound is there. They score! Sooners back tied at 3 apiece. 2:28 left in the power play.
Whoa!
And somebody got taken down way behind the play.
Whoa!
That's Mondu. It looks like he's all right.
That is dirty. Mondu just got his legs taken out underneath him by Trent Gaphardt after the goal was scored. That is as dirty as it comes from this Utah team.
So Mondu looks to be all right. He'll make his way back to the bench.
Also with an appearance is Aaron Best. Glad to see him back out there. But the beauty of double minors, folks, if you don't know, if you score, you can stay on the power play for as long as the time allows.
Well, it'll reset back to 2 minutes, so that first penalty is gone. Second penalty now on the board.
I don't know how that wasn't a penalty again. Benjamin Mondu, the victim of 2 really dirty plays by Utah. Again, just going to be baffled here.
So Blake off the draw, will dive in with speed. He's got the space, drives in on his backhand, and did that go in? It did! He scored! What a goal!
What a backhand chance there for Will Blake, and Grealish had it in his glove but turned around and it crossed the line. Whistle was not blown yet, and the Sooners are capitalizing here. With 6:50 left in the third, they have jumped out to a 4-3 lead. Hockey karma at its finest.
So what was originally a 3-goal explosion here in the third period, a 5-goal explosion with 6:50 to go, and the Sooners are on top again. 2 power play goals in the span of 2 minutes and 17 seconds. One on the back door from Mondu, one right there from William Blake. So scorer's table has everything settled down. 6:50 to go, 24 shots apiece, and the Sooners are now clinging to a 1-goal lead and a potential upset of number 12 Utah.
They have to play smart. They have to also note that they can tack onto this lead here, and it's probably necessary. We saw Utah coming back late in last night's game, and they play hard and they haven't slowed down despite going down.
6:26 to go as the bend but don't break Sooners will force it back into the offensive zone. Utah on their horse now. Utes is open on the near side of the ice, and they'll get it in 2-on-1. Here's Slater, tried to center it for Utes. He'll spin on his backhand, try to drop it off. Here's a forehand shot swallowed by Culbertson Bond. It squirts out, and now Connor Horn will push it back to the point. Here's Lorela. Lorela inside. Utes on his backhand spins away now to his forehand and pushes it to the far side for Dylan Dix. Dix all the way around for McDonald. He tries to center it out in front. Nobody was home. And now Cavalcanti will clear it out of the zone. So if you're just joining us, 40 minutes of 1-to-1 hockey. And now an explosion in the third period. Utah took the lead twice. OU tied it twice and now has taken it back as Mikkel will drive in the zone. Lost his stick, and the Sooners are going to take a penalty here for a slash.
Unfortunate there by Connor Horn, just trying to put on a good stick lift on his attacker, and that's going to get called 99% of the time. And Mondu having some words with Langenbrunner. If you took a nap in the second period and have tuned back in, you're probably wondering what the heck just happened, and we don't really know either. But here we are, Sooners up 4-3.
Like we said, you'll always see something you've never seen before at Arctic Edge Ice Arena. Come join us next week for Greek Night on Friday. The chapter with the most attendance will win either a signed jersey for the fraternities or a skate with the Sooners for the sorority. So show up, be loud as you can, and support these Sooners as they face their arch rivals on the ice, UCO. Power play now starting as Slater on the far sideboards tries to drop it off for Langenbrunner. It's deflected up high in the air. Carson Glass will play it, and he'll skate it out to center and play it this way for brother Tristan. Tristan drags and shoots one, blocked by Lorilla, and he'll chip it in further. 20 seconds gone in the power play.
Good job there by the Edmond native brothers on this penalty kill together. That chemistry is going to help them kill this off, and it is an important penalty kill at this stage in the game.
2 native Okies, the forwards, manning this penalty kill unit as a tough play at the blue line is going to be ruled offside, I believe.
I think the initial call was that it was supposed to be offside because a Sooner touched it when the whistle blew, but the refs were in some disagreement on what that call should have been initially.
Can't disagree. 5:02 to go, and Jake Barone will launch one off the glass. Apologies if that came through the microphone there. A comment about the Purina dog food plant.
It's funny because we've talked about that the last 2 days. This power plant's been fired up recently this weekend, and it is a horrible stench to smell. It smells like it's dinner time for your dogs outside Arctic Edge.
So 60 seconds left on the man advantage. Dylan Dix will start it up as Mikkel near side plays it off the skate of Nate Payne, and it's loose at center ice. Mikkel gains his own onside. He's got Utes cutting to the net, and his pass was a little bit out in front of the driving forward. Utes again on the sideboards, up top for Dix. He'll wind and shoot one, deflected high of the net. BCB back to his post. Dix again at the top of the point will hang on. He'll shoot one again, deflected and held onto by Culbertson Bond. Some pushing and shoving in front of the net. BCB will play arbiter and break this one up.
Well, if the aggression in this game is how we're going to open things up this weekend, I'm terrified for how tomorrow night's going to go with the physicality tomorrow. It'll be exciting for sure, but
well, keep in mind, this Utah team played at 7:15 last night, so they're at about 21 hours of turnaround between games.
Yeah, the Sooners had a few more hours of rest before they did, so
And then both teams will get that extra 3 hours before playing at 7:15 tomorrow night to wrap up this ACHA showcase in Edmond. 29 seconds left on the power play. Dix to Utes here, and he'll get it in deep for McDonald. McDonald back for Utes, gets it to his forehand. Great save by BCB in the low slot.
4 minutes left. Power play's got about 23 seconds left on it. We didn't really get a clean look at their first power play as it would cut the Oklahoma one just a bit short, but this is the first full 2-minute power play we have gotten to see for Utah this weekend, and they have looked good. They haven't been able to capitalize, but they have been generating a ton of chances.
Mondu wins a big draw back here, and Barone will wrap it around the boards. I don't think it's going to escape the zone. It won't. Utes got there. No! Great play by Best, and they'll put it up to center. Mondu one-on-one here against Dix. They'll try to drive around him, and he shouldered off the puck. Grealish will wrap it all the way around here. 7 seconds to go in a final rush on the power play. Swearingen puts his man to the boards. Armstead in on the officials as they came into contact with each other, and now Dix, top of the point, back at full strength, loses the puck. Best nearly got it away with a break chance, and now Davidson will turn this way. Barone thought about a long pass down the ice, goes near side for Tristan Davidson. Back into the zone for, Blake Swearingen. Aaron Best wraps it in the zone. A bit of frustration on his face there. 3:15 to go. Power play's over, but you can't sit back if you're OU because you're likely going to see another attacker for Utah very soon.
And just an onslaught of chances. They've really ramped things up since they've taken this deficit so far in this third period, and we expect to see more of that here in the waning minutes.
3 minutes to go now as Davidson chases a puck in. Music will spin away with it. Davidson able to force it away. He'll get it out in front for Martin, and he couldn't get a shot away. It was interrupted by Senegal. Great play from the roaming defenseman. Or excuse me, roaming forward, rather, in deep, playing some defensive hockey. Nate Payne plays it away from everybody, chops away about 5 seconds off the clock, and now Senegal again at center ice. Here's Payne spinning away, and he'll get it up the sideboards. Blake again in contact. We mentioned his scoring explosion earlier in the year. A timely goal tonight gets him back in the goal column as Utes forces a turnover and nearly backhanded one home over the shoulder of BCB. Lorilla at the line. He'll shoot one well wide. Martin giving chase. Carter's going to get there first. He'll drop it up top of the point for McDonald. McDonald all the way across. Here's Lorilla. His shot won't go. Carter again. He'll wind and fire one that went wide. Lorilla again into the corner for McDonald. Rather Slater that time it was. Lorilla shot deflected high into the air. BCB swatted at it. Couldn't get a piece. Worked all the way around for McDonald. 1:56 to go now. Lorilla dives it in deep for Utes. He'll chase the puck around now. Connor Horn will squeeze it between his feet. William Blake gets the puck away. Sooners out to center ice now. They can get a line change, and Blake will dump it in. 1:41 to go, and we'll keep an eye now on Joseph Grealish in net.
You got to think it's now where he leaves it once they get a clean entry, which they didn't on that one. This is huge if OU can keep pestering them.
So Swearingen will bring it back out to center and calmly dump it in past Grealish. Mondu might be the first one there. He is. He'll further it in deep behind the net for Davison. 1:21 to go now as the Sooners establishing a forecheck here in a crucial part of this second game of the weekend. All right, now Utah will get it back out of the zone. Here's Ethan Light. He'll drive into his forehand. Backhand shot went wide. He'll regather it. 1:07 to go now. Light taken down. No call. Sooners might have gotten away with one there as now Dix tried to center it out for Langenbrunner, the most recent goal scorer for Utah. It was just past the outstretched arms. 1 minute to go now as Ethan Light will gain the zone. Keeping an eye on Grealish. He'll motion his way, and the Sooners took a penalty.
Yep, Jake Barone, he's frustrated. Understandably so. It's more extracurriculars against Mondu. Goes ignored again for the third time tonight.
So no love for the Sooners Quebecois as he has a couple of words for Landon Langenbrunner. Sooners are going to go to the penalty kill here. Barone out for holding. 49.7 to go. We can expect the goaltender Grealish to probably start this on the bench.
Yeah, we're going to get a timeout here, and we're going to get a chance to break this down. As, you know, taking a penalty with an empty net goal, or with an empty net situation on the other end of things isn't good, but it does allow for the Sooners to just chuck the puck down on the other end of the ice to kill time, especially when it's down to 49 seconds left.
No risk of icing either on the penalty kill, but there's going to be a lot of space in the offensive zone. It'll be a 6-on-4 for the remaining 49.7 unless Utah is able to punch one through here and tie the game. They sent it to overtime with a late power play goal last night UCO sent it to overtime with a late power play goal against Utah last night. The Utes would hang on and win it in a shootout. All smiles for BCB right now as he sets up along the bench. Utah's timeout finishing up now, and 50 seconds to decide this one.
Face-off is probably going to dictate how the rest of this game goes, with the chance for OU to just clear it here and kill off at least 20 seconds and force Utah to readjust and set up. But if it goes in the Utes' way, they have just south of 50 seconds to get something to tie this game up. BCB has looked his best in these waning minutes where he's stayed strong. He's put on a performance here in the third period. We'll see what he can do with the remaining game time.
24-27 so far as the Sooners do win the draw, but they win it sideways, and Slater takes control. He's got a goal tonight. He'll go far side where it's picked up by Brickley. Brickley near side for Dix. Dix walking, centering pass, shot across. What a save! BCB! Puck is still loose. Shot put on. He got it again, and whistle is blown, and the netminder stands strong.
Like I mentioned, BCB in the waning minutes of a game, that is not a goalie you want to go up against, and he just proved that. It was a one-time chance there for the Utes that was denied with the glove of BCB.
In a really similar fashion to the goal earlier scored by Slater to make it 2-1 in this third period. BCB from post to post, right to left. An athletic play. 34.1 to go, and the Sooners win the draw and clear it back down. It'll die back behind the net. 27 to go here. Barone still in the box. 6-on-4 hockey. Mondu at the blue line will back up now as the Utes gain the zone with Utes. He'll drive in, tripped up, power play upcoming again for the Utes, and they'll have 16.7 seconds of 6-on-3.
Sometimes it's best for me to swallow my words. I talked about how you did so well staying out of the box in the last 10 minutes or so of this game. They have committed many penalties, and it could have gone either way, but...
So it'll be Tristan Glass to the box, another valuable penalty killer alongside Barone. 6-on-3. The Sooners 16.7 to go, and this face-off will decide about everything. They'll take it to the right side of Culbertson Bond. Schwab will take it. He scored the first goal tonight for Utah, tied the game at 1 about 5 minutes into the contest.
Benjamin Mondu can exercise his demons right here as we're going to get a timeout from Coach Arvanitis. He can exercise his demons with the way this game has treated him so far. If he can win this face-off, you got to think here, if the Sooners are able to shovel it down, 16.7 seconds left would pretty much seal it.
And UCO's warm-up has stopped in the far side of the rink, if you're wondering. They are just as tuned in as all of we are. Thanks for joining us today on OU Hockey TV. A little bit colder in the rink today. It's a chilly one in central Oklahoma.
Yeah, if you turned off the music in this arena, you could hear a pen drop right now. Everybody's standing still on the glass. Everybody in the stands. There's no movement.
Sooners will play Utah one more time tomorrow night at 7:15. They will have 5 days off, and then Friday night next week, Greek night against UCO. They finish off their D1 regular season on Saturday in the game that UCO will represent as the home team. And then on the 24th, a trip down to Tulsa for the Sooners. They'll play arch rival Oklahoma State in Bedlam on ice for the second year, and what we hope becomes a great yearly tradition here in Tulsa.
Yes, although the Sooners have departed the Big 12 and won't be playing the Cowboys in football, this hockey series will continue.
So, Blake gets low on the draw. Wasn't able to win it back. McDonald diving for it. It's underneath Will Blake right now. 11 to go. Utah along the corner. McDonald up top. McKell. 6 to go now. 7. Here's Dix over from McKell. One shot opportunity. It's loose. Pushed away by the Sooners. And they're going to survive. A 6-on-3. Oklahoma has won it. And they've upset number 12 Utah in the first of their 2-game set this weekend.
What a statement win for the Crimson and Cream. If they have came out here tonight to play trials and tribulations, missed calls and mishaps, but they have come out with the 4-3 victory tonight.
And a massive, massive statement after last night's disappointing affair against Grand Canyon. We'll take a breather real quick and let the excitement kind of palpitate over the arena right now, but the task at hand for the Sooners, Christian, take care of business again tomorrow night, and you start to look forward to next weekend as not just a prayer of the tournament, but a chance to punch your way into that tournament and not sneak your way in.
There's no quit in this team right now as we see some stick taps between the 31s in net. They played out of their minds tonight, and the Sooners will exit to the anthem here with the crowd in attendance.
One's up, straight elbows in the crowd, as we like to see. UCO plays right after us, so as the Pride of Oklahoma plays you out to the OU chant, we'll take our leave this evening from Edmond, wishing everybody wearing crimson and cream here a safe drive home tonight, and everybody watching, wherever you may be, a fantastic rest of your weekend. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again tomorrow night on OU Hockey TV.